When hope dies, humanity rises. The stars above Zephyria were dying. Not naturally, not peacefully, but violently torn apart by machines that had no names and showed no mercy. Commander Lyra Voss pressed her scaled hand against the observation deck window, watching her world burn below. The purple skies that had sheltered her people for 10,000 years now glowed orange with the fires of destruction. "Commander, we have to go." Captain Thale's voice cracked through the communication link. His transport ship was the last one still flying, overloaded with refugees who had nowhere else to run. "The Reapers are cutting through our defense grid. We have maybe 10 minutes before they reach the evacuation zone." Lyra closed her large golden eyes and took a deep breath. The Zephyrian Alliance had been the strongest military force in the Outer Rim for centuries. Their crystal-powered ships could outrun anything, their energy shields could stop most weapon systems, and their tactical minds had won wars against pirates, rebels, and natural disasters. But the Reapers were different. They were perfect killing machines, ancient artificial intelligence that had slept for millennia before awakening with one purpose: eliminate all organic life. "How many got out?" she asked, already knowing the answer would break her heart. "Maybe 2 million from the capital. There were 40 million this morning." The numbers felt like ice in her chest. 38 million dead in a single day. The Reapers hadn't just attacked Zephyria. They had systematically destroyed 7 worlds across 3 systems in the past month. Each attack was perfectly planned, perfectly executed, and perfectly final. No survivors, no negotiations, no mercy. Lyra turned away from the window and walked quickly through the command center. Her officers were packing essential equipment and data cores, preparing to abandon their home forever. These weren't soldiers anymore. They were refugees, just like everyone else. "Sir, incoming transmission from the Galactic Council," announced Lieutenant Mora, her antenna-like ears twitching with nervousness. "Put it through." The holographic display flickered to life, showing the familiar faces of the council members. Representatives from 12 different species appeared around the circular table, but their expressions were all the same: fear, desperation, and the growing realization that they were losing a war they barely understood. Chairman Volek, a tall reptilian being with silver scales, spoke first. "Commander Voss, we've received your reports about the Reaper advance. The Council has voted to offer full evacuation support to your people." "What about military assistance?" Lyra demanded. "We need ships, weapons, soldiers, not refugee camps. The defense fleet has been reduced. We lost the 4th Squadron at Proxima 7 yesterday. The 8th Squadron retreated from the Titan Nebula this morning. We're pulling back to establish a defensive line at the core worlds." Lyra felt her heart sink. The Galactic Defense Fleet was massive, composed of the best technology from dozens of civilizations. If they were retreating, then the situation was even worse than she had imagined. "How many worlds have we lost?" she asked quietly. 14 confirmed, possibly more. Communications are breaking down across the outer territories. Chairman Volek paused, his voice becoming even more grim. "Commander, there's something else. Our intelligence analysts have been studying Reaper attack patterns. They're not random. The machines are moving toward something, toward the galactic core, toward Earth." The words came from Dr. Kane Torvin, the only human still serving with the Alliance military. He was older now, his brown hair showing gray streaks, but his green eyes were as sharp as ever. He had been studying xenobiology and interspecies relations for 30 years, ever since humanity had withdrawn from galactic politics after the border wars. "Dr. Torvin," Chairman Volek acknowledged with a nod. "Yes, we believe Earth may be their ultimate target. But as you know, humanity has been unavailable for diplomatic contact for decades." Kane stepped forward, his expression serious. "The humans didn't disappear. They went quiet. There's a difference. Can you contact them?" Lyra asked. "Can you get Earth to respond?" "I can try, but Commander, you need to understand something about my people. When humans go quiet, when they stop talking and start preparing, it usually means they're getting ready for war. An explosion shook the command center. Through the windows, they could see Reaper attack craft descending through the atmosphere like mechanical meteors. Each one was a sleek, black triangle that moved with impossible precision. They fired crimson energy beams that sliced through buildings, vehicles, and people with equal efficiency. "Time's up," Captain Thale's voice crackled through the comm. "Commander, we need to leave now." Lyra grabbed a portable communication array and began running toward the evacuation ship. Her officers followed, carrying what they could. Behind them, automated systems began overloading the base's power cores. If they couldn't stop the Reapers, at least they could deny them the facility. The evacuation ship was a converted cargo hauler, packed with nearly 1,000 refugees. Families huddled together in the cargo bay, children crying while their parents tried to comfort them with lies about safety and hope. Lyra made her way to the bridge as the ship lifted off, watching her homeworld shrink beneath them. "Where do we go?" Captain Thale asked. "The council said the refugee camps are already overcrowded." "We don't go to the camps," Lyra said firmly. "We go hunting." "Sir, Dr. Torvin, you said humans might respond if we could contact them. What did you mean?" Kane was hunched over a communication console, adjusting frequencies and checking signal patterns. Every human diplomatic mission left behind emergency beacons, not for us to call them, but for other humans who might need help. If we can find one and activate it, Earth might listen. Might. "Commander, I haven't spoken to another human in 12 years. I don't know what my people have become in the time they've been isolated. They could be more advanced, more powerful, or..." He paused, uncertainty in his voice, "or they could be gone entirely." Captain Thale checked the navigation system. "There's an old research station in the Kepler Nebula. The humans abandoned it about 20 years ago. If there's a beacon anywhere, it would be there." Set course for Kepler. The ship turned away from the burning world, its engines straining under the weight of refugees and hope. Behind them, Zephyria's defense satellites went silent one by one. The Reapers were thorough in their destruction, leaving nothing that could support organic life. The journey to Kepler took 6 hours. During that time, they received scattered reports from other worlds. The Reapers had attacked simultaneously across a dozen systems. Millions were dead, billions more were fleeing. The Galactic Defense Fleet was in full retreat, trying to establish defensive positions around the core worlds. But everyone knew the truth. Conventional weapons weren't stopping the machines. The research station hung in space like a metal ghost, its solar panels dark and its communication arrays silent. It had been built to study the strange energy fields in the nebula, where stars were born from cosmic dust and dreams. Now it was their last chance to contact the one species that might be able to help. Kane worked for 3 hours to restore power to the emergency systems. The beacon was buried deep in the station's computer core, protected by encryption that took his knowledge of human psychology to bypass. When he finally activated it, the signal was simple, a mathematical sequence that meant help in the old Earth languages, repeated on frequencies that only human ships would monitor. Then they waited. For 2 days, there was only silence. Refugees began to lose hope. Reports came in of more worlds falling to the Reapers. The machines were moving faster now, as if they sensed that time was running short. On the 3rd day, something changed. It started with a distortion in space, a ripple that sensors could barely detect. Then the stars began to shift, bending around something massive that was approaching from beyond the nebula. The gravity readings spiked, indicating something with tremendous mass moving at incredible speed. "What is that?" Captain Thale whispered, staring at the sensor display. Kane was smiling for the first time in weeks. That's why humans went quiet. The first ship appeared without warning, sliding out of what seemed like empty space. It was unlike anything in the known galaxy, not the sleek curves of Zephyrian design or the angular blocks of Council engineering. This ship looked like it had been forged from darkness itself, all sharp edges and hidden weapons. It was massive, easily 3 times the size of the largest Alliance dreadnought. Then another appeared, and another. Within minutes, the empty space around the research station was filled with a fleet that shouldn't have existed. 37 ships of different sizes, all bearing the same design philosophy, functional, deadly, and utterly alien to what humanity had fielded during the border wars. A communication channel opened, and a voice spoke in clear, unaccented English. "This is Admiral Marcus Chen of the Earth Defense Force. We received your beacon, Dr. Torvin. It's good to hear from you again." Kane keyed his microphone with trembling hands. "Admiral Chen, thank God you responded. The galaxy is under attack by an artificial intelligence. Billions are dead. We need help. We know about the Reapers, Doctor. We've been tracking their movement for months. The question is, are you ready to see what humanity learned while we were away?" Lyra stepped forward. "Admiral, this is Commander Lyra Voss of the Zephyrian Alliance. Our worlds are being destroyed. Our people are dying. If you can help us, please, we're begging you." There was a pause, then the Admiral's voice returned, harder now. "Commander Voss, 30 years ago, the galaxy decided humanity was too dangerous to trust, too violent, too unpredictable. You voted to isolate us, to keep us away from galactic affairs. We were wrong," Lyra said simply. "We were afraid of you, and that fear made us cruel. But right now, you're the only hope we have left." Another pause. Then, "Dr. Torvin, transmit all available data on Reaper forces, attack patterns, and defensive measures. We'll need everything you have." "Already done, Admiral. The data package should be arriving now." "Received. Commander Voss, we're going to save your people. But first, you need to understand something. The Reapers aren't just attacking random worlds. They're testing the galaxy's defenses, learning our weaknesses. This is preparation for something bigger." "Preparation for what?" "For the main event. What you've seen so far are scouts. The real Reaper fleet is still coming." The implications hit Lyra like a physical blow. If these devastating attacks were just the beginning, if there were more Reapers on the way, then every organic species in the galaxy was doomed. "How many more are coming?" she asked. "According to our projections, about 10,000 ships." The number was incomprehensible. 10,000 killing machines, each one capable of destroying an entire world. It was extinction on a galactic scale. "How do we fight something like that?" she whispered. Admiral Chen's voice carried a note of grim satisfaction. "Commander, you called for help, and help has arrived. What happens next is going to show the galaxy exactly what humans do when someone threatens our friends. Dr. Torvin, prepare your people for what's coming. It's going to be loud." The human fleet began to move, accelerating toward the inner systems where the Reapers were conducting their systematic destruction. As they passed the research station, Lyra caught a glimpse of markings on the largest ship's hull. Terra Invicta, Earth Unconquered. For the first time in weeks, she felt something she had almost forgotten: hope.